like a weird Tai Chi person. As I can see you guys. I gotta get something to hold this camera up. Give me a second. I want to chat with you guys. Gonna be cooking for a minute. Okay, let's see if we can fix this. I'll have the outdoorsy chat. I think this worked before. There we go. Alright. We streaming live? Let's see, that should work. I'm not gonna stay on too long. Just want to touch on a couple of things. You know, I've been really pondering the state of like the world and martial arts in general, and especially this Tai Chi community, because it's really broken. Let's see if I can fix this a little bit more. Hold on. I'm using my broken stand. I leave this one outside, and it's fine when it's sideways. When I try to go vertical for the live stream here, it's not really the thing to do. Just give me a second when I fix this. There. That should work. All right. All right. So now that you know, everybody knows I'm coming out teaching again and doing seminars, I'm you know, my upbringing in martial arts was, you know, I've been part of clans, right? So, you know, I've trained in gyms as an instructor for the last 25. No, actually, I started my first school in 1995. So, I've always been in organized, traditional sense where there's a hierarchy and there's groups. You know, people play sports together. Like, you know, I grew up, you went and did pickup ball and you had like, and I'm looking at what happened in Tai Chi. I was just explaining to Shirley from the main problem with the Tai Chi community right now is that in the old, let's say when Chen Manching was around, they had real schools. When you look at Chinese martial arts, they still have real schools. The Tai Chi world has degraded so badly, there aren't any real schools that hold a tradition, right? So the decorum's completely lost. These people don't understand what they're doing and how crazy it is. How you doing? I'm not gonna be able to really, I have to put my crazy hat on to be able to see you guys, so I'm just gonna random for a minute and then I'll check out the chat. So the issue that we're having with like all this crazy online disrespect and all these like weirdos and, you know, all these like, you know, paper tiger persona people that come online, you know, the issue is that they've never been part of a clan. They've never been part of an organization that has a hierarchy and a heritage. You know, people say, I trained with this guy who was this guy's teacher, but they train in parks, you know, they do all this like, you know, suspension of disbelief nonsense, you know, and then they go online and they live this virtual reality life and they've never lived a life for real. And, you know, there's a serious problem with like basic honor and respect and decorum, and then dealing with reality. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, it's sad that this is the state of the world right now, that I have to explain this to people. I don't really understand it. You know, but I know there's a lot of serious martial artists here who have been having trouble integrating. And there's groups like this Fajin project, and there's all these little weird, you know, group chat people, and, you know, they're just not good people, and you wonder why they're so disrespectful and they're so out of touch with reality. Because they've never been in it. They've never actually been in it. You know, these people, yeah, they'll see things on YouTube and they have this like imaginary thing, you know. And I was like, you know, people are still talking about this. Like today, I got a call about this guy who commented, complaining about me in teaching Shirley from, was formerly aping Tai Chi, and you guys are going to find out a story about that, and you're going to be really surprised what happened there. It's a disgrace. But, we'll worry about that later. Someone asked, what am I doing there? And I don't know how fascia works. So let me give you my backstory, okay? I was trigger point certified. I was doing myofascial compression techniques almost 20 years ago, before any of you guys knew what the word was. I sat in Tom Meyer's course, the guy who wrote the book Anatomy Trains, for 4 days in person, 15 years ago. Okay, I certified from FMS and this and that. I'm legitimately certified. I'm the only one in the Tai Chi community that when you look at my history, there's real people who know me, there's real paper certifications. I've worked in the biggest fitness companies in the world. I've trained the trainers in the biggest fitness companies in the world. Nobody's more qualified to speak on the subject than me. It's not just me being arrogant, this is me saying this is the reality of the real world, okay? But the idea that people online will go to somebody else's page, right? Now, when you're talking about martial arts communities here, someone's martial art channel, especially I do this as a personal thing, like old school. When you go to Aping Tai Chi, or what was formerly Aping Tai Chi, she has a virtual school, right? So when you go into somebody's school, what this guy did today, what other people have been doing, imagine this. You walk into the school and you go to the master and you say, I don't like this. Who's that person? Blah, 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 blah. What are you doing? Are you people insane? Who's a Vishia? I can't see. So you don't have to, I don't know who you people are, I'm not talking to you. So anyway, and any guys who think about Bushido master, I'll fuck you up. Alright, I'm not the Bushido guy. I will fucking punch a hole through you. Okay, I'm 9th degree black belt, traditional Korean karate. I did boxing since I was fucking 3. Alright, I'm no Bushido guy. I will fuck you up. I will fuck you up terribly. Okay, I'm not that guy. Okay, you got the wrong motherfucker. And there's plenty of people in New York City who see me do it, and if I come out of retirement, you're gonna be real fucking surprised. I'm not the Tai Chi guy. Okay? And the Tai Chi I do is not the Tai Chi that they're doing, and that's the fucking point. The shit that I do is not the same. I don't do this Tai Chi Gong shit. Okay? I went from William Chen school and they were boxers. His kids, you look at their record, they're not no Bushido people. My lineage is not Bushido. I will fuck you up. Okay? I will seriously fuck you up. Alright? So this isn't a game. Anybody, and I always say, you want to see me hit somebody, yo. You know what I mean? It's not a game. It's not a fucking game. So the idea that someone come over here and say this is Bushido guy, right? That's my point. You don't know me from Adam, you don't know me from shit. You run in your fucking mouth. You never met me before. You never seen my shit. Who the fuck are you? And then they'll say, I don't like his demeanor. This guy's not a nice guy. What do you expect from me? I spent 15 years giving you guys free stuff, right? Being an outstanding member of the community. And half the time, this Fajing group, these other fucking idiots, these paper tiger guys are talking shit, sending in trolls, trying to discredit people who are legitimate. And normal people don't want to fight. They just want to learn and stuff and they go away. Who the fuck are you guys? Who the fuck are you guys? So what I'm trying to say is the real problem with Tai Chi specifically. Look at the other Chinese martial arts, any kind of white crane, Shaolin, they still have a tradition. You go to a school, you have uniforms, you have a school, you have an ancestry, you have rules and decorum. These Tai Chi people, anybody can be a Tai Chi master now. And you guys can't tell the fucking difference. You can't tell the difference between somebody who's legit. You can't tell the difference between someone who has fucking 20 years of punching fucking concrete things and has literally broken every bone in his body, to some little old lady or some guy who got his shit on the internet and copying some person. You guys are in Fantasyland. So what's gonna happen, you're seeing this all over the place, this virtual reality internet shit that's broken people's brains. When this full moon comes, people start getting crazy. And I've been talking about this in the War Angel streams, and I predicted a lot of things. You guys gotta get ready. Because everything you fucking think you know is a goddamn lie. The people you've been supporting have been fucking you. And this is in micro, meso, macro level scales. Okay? You can see how people support, political parties and, people jump into these little, groups and they fight each other over stupid shit that has no bearing in reality. What's coming in the next couple of weeks is gonna fuck up your whole world. It's gonna fuck up your mind. Okay? People who are supporting the liberals and the crazy left, you guys aren't ready. You guys aren't ready because, you're literally sucking the teat of the Qing. You know, and there's another thing we'll talk about, like Chinese martial arts, right? So, Tai Chi, the Tai Chi that you think is Tai Chi. Let's go back into history. In 1956, when martial arts were allowed to be taught publicly again, what happened in China before then? What happened to all the masters? They were literally hung in the streets. Okay? They went to Taiwan, Malaysia, freaking all over the places. The forms that people think are Tai Chi, this Tai Chi Gong stuff, the 24 form, they were government sanctioned forms, sanctioned by the people who killed the original masters. Okay? In all the Kung Fu movies, and this is my son explaining this, they all say, never teach your Kung Fu to the Qing, you know? And when you look at the lineage of the Tai Chi right now, they're all sanctioned by the Qing after they killed all the masters. So then you have people who actually got legit stuff, and you bunch them together, and you don't realize why it's so rare, why they're hiding, because they were getting murdered. You know? That Tai Chi's not a style. Tai Chi's a theory set, and there's different people who do the theory set differently. There's no such thing as Tai Chi as a system. That whole idea that, oh, this Tai Chi is right, it's nonsense. Okay? Because you can see that there's, in each family style, there's derivatives that don't agree with each other. Okay? Tai Chi is not a style. That's why you have so many people, they look at the weakest common denominator. These old people who've never sparred, and they look at these, like, you know, woo-woo magic shit, and then you put them up against an MMA guy or someone who's boxed their whole life, you're like, don't know what the fuck to do with themselves. So that's what's happened. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's going to be a sad time the next, like, 2 years, because all these people who've lived these fake lives, who've been brainwashed, who've been, you know, dealing with propaganda, who've been attacking each other and segmenting each other, not working together, man, the blowback that's coming for you guys is going to be severe. It's going to be really bad, you know? It's going to be really sad what happens to you all. You know, just right now what's happening in our government, and everywhere over the world, people are woken up and they're so tired of this craziness. It's inevitable. The rubber band's going to snap back. Excuse me. So you're going to see people are going to have nervous breakdowns. I'm in the country, people shoot all the time. Don't mind that. You might hear some gunshots or whatever. So, give that a second. The soothing sounds of nature where I'm from. I'll put my hat on, see if anybody's chatting back. My crazy safari hat, so I can see if anybody's talking to me. Yeah, okay. This is some retards. Like always, you get 20 retards and they all leave. Because they're fucking retarded. But, yeah, so, like, it's getting to the point where, like, these trolls and these idiots, it's like it's a losing battle for them, you know? And, like, normal people see, they don't realize. Let me explain it like this. Like, there's a spirit of narcissism, right? And, you know, when an aging narcissist, when they get old, the mask, they can't hold the mask on anymore. You know, they lose friends, they lose family, they wind up dying alone in fucking terrible, horrible deaths. Society, a collective consciousness, right? There's a part of that's been infected with the spirit of narcissism, like the demon, you know, ideas of narcissism. And collectively, they're all one unit. They all move the same. That's why you can predict how they move. This part of society has reached its elder age, and they're no longer able to hold the mask on. So collectively, the spirit of narcissism has aged out, and they're not able to hold the mask on. So you're going to start seeing, and mark my words, on this weekend when this fucking blood moon and this thing happens, you're going to start seeing it. That's when the news gets, and then you're going to see all these crazy uber leftists, you know, you're going to see all the people in the Tai Chi community who've been really just not good people. You're going to see all the people who divided each other. They're going to start, their masks going to fall off. They're not going to be able to control themselves. You know, you can't, it's, you know, if you don't understand spirituality and philosophy, you're not going to get what I'm saying, but you're going to see it happen, you know? And it's a sad time for those people, and the only thing you can do is stay the fuck away from them, because you can't get involved in their karma. You know, they earned the destruction of their own shit. You know, they earned what they're about to get, you know? So that's the thing. So just to recap that, like, about the Tai Chi people, they don't have a culture anymore, right? Just imagine this. In the last 20 years, I watched it happen in martial arts, how bad it is. Because and how systemic it is to suppress the real stuff. If you look at the original Taekwondo, like the Korean karate, the classical karate that I learned, that's pre-war, from like, pre-1950s, the way that we trained and how it looked, and the videos, you can't even find the videos anymore. It's so hard to find them. I remember when the internet first started, even when YouTube first started, you could see it all the time. It's so hard to find even pictures of Jun Rhee, and he was one of my grandmasters, like 3rd level down, and he was nasty. You know what I mean? He was breaking like fucking tree trunks with roundhouse kicks. Masoyama was ripping bull ribs out, and then 100 years later, 75 years later, you have kiddie karate birthday parties and people who are breaking paper boards. And they don't even understand that they're bad. They don't understand why they're bad. And then people are like, oh, karate doesn't work. And then when you try to see the history of what it was, you can't find it. When you look at the history of Tai Chi, right? Not Tai Chi, Tai Chi, right? It's Ji. It's a different word. And there's nothing going back to 1956, 1958 when Pinyin started. This idea of, they not only gave you back a watered down, broken version of Tai Chi, okay? But Pinyin came along and mistranslated words and mispronounced words. It's not Tai Chi, okay? When you look at the yin yang symbol, it's the character Ji, right? Because you would say you practice Tai Chi to build up your chi, okay? So you have this mistake where people will say Tai Chi Chuan, and then you'll see people say Tai Chi with a Q, Kuan, and it's because of Pinyin. But they're all wrong, okay? So there's so much going on, and then people who sit in their little high horse and their little internet pedestal, and they think they know what they're doing, and they really have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know the history, they don't know the culture, and they can't use it for shit, okay? Now, on the least case, I always said this, if you're doing Tai Chi at a basic level, you should be able to feel like your other styles are getting stronger. If you're a boxer and you do a Tai Chi, your boxing should get better. If you're a wrestler and do Tai Chi, your wrestling should get better. That's why I've always said from the beginning. It's like steroids. It's like vitamins. If you're doing a good style, basic Qigong version of Tai Chi, everything you did before should get really good, you know? But the stuff that people are doing is not for real. It's like you get people who did some online certification, like yoga for 24 hours. They're doing a 4-hour course. Now they're certified instructors. It's adult daycare. And then you mix all these people together, you don't even know any better. But then going back to the attitude problem of these people have never even played in a sports team. Like most of these guys that's in the internet talking like they're Tai Chi this and they know this guy and they wear silk pajamas, 99% of them never even played sports. Forget on even a fucking kiddie team, even with their friends. They've never been in a group setting where they've had like a hierarchy or anything where they're working together. Because you can see it when they're just walking around to other people's houses and like, oh, who the fuck are you? There's no introductions, there's no hi, how are you? My name is so-and-so, I think your style is shit. It's just like, they just appear. Like, imagine I have a karate school, right? And my page is a virtual karate school. And you walk in the door and you just thought, who the fuck are you? What is this over there? What the fuck? And then you'll complain when I tell you to get the fuck out of my house. So, if this is what martial artists are acting like now, with no decorum, no good and like the Bushido code, just basic philosophy, what do you think society's acting like? When you look at like crazy liberals and like the uber leftists, and you look at like, really the super far right, but at least they have morals. Like they're all crazy to me, but the point is like, if there's lesser of two evils, I'm thinking of the middle and right, because the left is fucking nuts. It's all the weird, like outcast society, they're always angry and they're in this little cult that it's literally what happens in the color revolution, in Russia, in Italy, in Germany. It's happening, and the liberals are the ones. And if you look, you don't think you're part of it. How do you think the Chinese got to the point where they were able to starve, what was it, 100 million people and hang the masses in the streets? Because fucking people like you were drinking the fucking propaganda. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, I don't want, or you just like, I don't want to argue with anybody. I'm scared to stand up. And little by little, within 10 fucking years, your city's burning down, and you're wondering why you're speaking in fucking Mandarin. We're in a really weird time. So, bring it back circle to this Tai Chi community thing. There's no community. It's a bunch of little, like, fake cocksuckers that are arguing with each other, and then you have a couple of groups that are good who don't want to be involved in the drama. Rightfully so. Like, all the good teachers, they mind their fucking business. You know what I mean? Like, you never see me go to somebody else's page and talk shit. Now, If anybody can talk shit, it's me, because I can literally go and smack the shit out of all these fucking people. Okay? Like 99% of these fucking people, I can just walk into it fucking and just go like this to them and they can't do anything. So if anybody can talk shit, it's me. You've never in 15 years seen me do that. Okay? None of the people who are actually training do that. Right? It's always these fucking no-name motherfuckers, right? And it's always like the middle tier guys. And what happened during the COVID lockdown is all these like people decided, oh, well, I have nothing else to do, I'll make a YouTube channel. And then you have all these fucking paper tigers, wannabe fucking know-it-alls, people that like, you know, it's just a lot of fake bullshit. And how many of these people that do Tai Chi, right? There's only one person I know who actually, you know, in our generation time, actually fought with Tai Chi. It was Matt. Oh my God, what's his last name? God damn it. The acupuncture guy. He's really a nice guy, really good, you know? And he's the only one who actually tried to really fight with it from our generation in the West, like, you know, that did the thing. Everybody else, like, you know, you have William Chen style, who's mostly doing, you know, hardcore wrestling. Chen Man Ching style, mostly doing hardcore wrestling. But he went out and he actually did the fighting thing. The rest of you guys, everything you do, you basically stole from somebody else like me, and you have it in this very controlled environment. Oh, let me show you how to touch the fascia. Let me show you how to do the Fa Jing. You never do what I did and said, come at me, bro. Matt Stamp, yes, my boy. Matt Stamp's fucking cool people. You know? So it's like, when you see me do these demos, you'll see there's me playing push hands. Look at my Tai Chi, World Tai Chi Day videos, and you'll see me playing with people, and I'm just like, come at me, bro, and I do it in real time. Okay? I do it against real people trying to move me. I do it against people I don't know. I do it against world champions in a lot of different fields, okay? And, you know, it's like, but the honor code, I'm not trying to fucking get famous for fucking beating people up. It's not, it's like, it's literally against the code, but then you'll complain that I'm living by the code. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You people are retarded. You're fucking retarded. And then the good people who know better don't stand up and say, shut the fuck up. Because good people taught you shouldn't be fighting, you shouldn't be angry, you shouldn't tell people. No, you gotta stand up and say shut the fuck up to people who are really messed up. Because one bad person, bad attitude, can decrease your productivity between 20 and 50%. There's actually studies on this. You have a group of people, you have one person with a negative mindset, and they will take the whole fucking group down. And good people are taught, oh, well, you know, you have to turn the other cheek. Jesus didn't turn other cheeks. That's a lie. The Catholic school teacher taught me this. She's like, turn the other cheek didn't mean that. It meant if someone was to punch you on one side, you spin around and punch them on the other. The Catholic school teacher taught me that. Okay? So we've been taught to take shit from like the lowest of the low. Like the last 10 years, what is the whole liberal mindset? How did they get about? Because good people were taught, oh, we have to be nice to them. These are literally the people that nobody wanted to hang out with in school. People that would get bullied, get their fucking lunch money taken, you know, people that no one wanted to date, okay, people with mental problems, and they somehow got in this state of power because rich people who were psychos who want a caste system weaponized this autism, okay? And then other people were fed to believe it because they wanted to be good-natured and they weaponized your goodwill. You have to tell people to shut the fuck up. You're crazy, you know? Let me put my my weird military safari hat on so I can see who's fucking talking. Dan Doherty back in the day. Right, there's guys who were good. Like, there's a lot of people that are still good. But, like, you know, they're not out there. They don't want, I don't blame them, okay? Another thing, like, you know, you remember something, I went to school to be a performer, right? I worked in media my whole life on the, you know, so like, I've always been in martial arts as my base, as my main job. You know, I've worked in computer science. I've always been teaching. I've always done martial arts, but I've worked in performance businesses. I've done everything from being a performer to doing stages. I've done literally every single job you can do in the club scene. Okay, like I've ran clubs. I've ran my own events. I was a promoter. I was a performer. I was a security. I was a kid. I was a busboy. Okay, I've been a bartender. I've literally done every single job. So me being in front of people is very easy. Okay, like I've done this my whole life. I've been doing, you know, teaching like groups, and this is all I know how to do. So there's another thing. It's another skill to be able to sit and present to people, or just even talk to people. Like it's a skill. You know what I mean? Then, like, you know, people know about my gaming channel. So like I was a pro fucking gamer and I was like making money talking shit to people, like literally $1,000 a month is telling people to go fuck themselves. So, you know, I have a lot of experience doing this. You can't. It's not just about being, you know, good. You could be a great fighter and be a shitty fucking teacher. You could be a really good fucking teacher and be a shitty fucking fighter. You know, but then you have to be a presenter, and that's a whole other skill to be comfortable with. To even talk to people in public. A lot of people don't want to talk to people. You know what I mean? Like they don't feel comfortable doing that. They could be really good, but then so it's like a lot of qualities you have to even do this and do it well. So it's a hard thing, and that's why you're getting a lot of these paper tiger people, because what these paper tiger guys did after the lockdown, you know, had nothing else to do with themselves. So they go, oh, I'll make a YouTube channel, and then they go on YouTube and they look at, oh, what are the things you need to do to make a good YouTube channel, and they do all the freaking, you know. Because we did it in the beginning too, right? Before they shadow banned me, like you see at the beginning of my channel, everything was like well edited and we had all the music and all the things. But I decided this is stupid because the system's against me. And on top of it, you know, I wanted to do the old school video log, like, you know, like, because this is a record of my history. You know what I mean? Like when I was doing these videos originally, you know, is in case if I died, at least what I, you know, the little things, the extra pieces that were missing, there'd be somewhere so that people would get them, because I went for years on a mission collecting these fucking pieces. So it was like, you know, this is the right thing to do. You know what I mean? So I never monetized the channel. Like, you know, I used to ask people for donations for beer, but that was it. You know what I mean? So why I do it's different. The Paper Tiger people, they really do it for the views. They're not doing it for the art, right? You know, the people who talk about the fascia thing, like there's one guy, the Mark Ramos guy, he's really knowledgeable, and I'm sure he understands you can't separate fascia from muscle and muscle from bone. The system works holistically. He's not an idiot. He was the first person I heard talk about this stuff, right? But the rest of them, they hear a catchphrase, they see a technique, and they learn, and oh, I'm going to show off, and look how cool I am. Before I put out Fajing Sinkers in plain English, none of these people were doing any of this Fajing stuff. Okay? There's 18,000 views in that fucking video. You're telling me they don't know who I am? It's bullshit. Okay? These people are copycat scumbags, and they're all jumping loops just so they can be a personality. I was already a fucking personality. I don't give a fuck about this. You know what I mean? You know, I had, until like a fucking year or two ago, I had like, 300 subscribers. They were like my friends and like close people that I would do the videos for. If I had like 20 people that were interacting, okay, that was it. You know, I already was famous. I already toured. Like I had signing fucking porn stars' tits. I lived the life already. But these people, they do it for the glam or for the money. And then you can see it's not right. When you talk about the Tai Chi technique, right, all the fudging stuff, if you're not going to demo it in a sparring match or in a freestyle wrestling match, shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm the only one, maybe Adam Minza in the beginning, you saw him at least free pushing doing it, I think. You know, I don't really watch people's shit, man. I watch when people send me a video, but like I've stopped studying 5-6 years ago. Like I'm retired, I'm lazy. I even got a little bit fat, you know, because I'm trying to bulk up from bulking for summer so I can get these little done. But nobody goes in free pushing and does it. So what good is it if everything you're doing, it has to be this fucking sitting duck fucking thing, like, okay, you do this thing, and then I do this thing, and then, oh, look, I touched your fascia, and you fly away. It's fucking useless. If you can't do it in real time the way I do, shut the fuck up, don't come to me. Okay? Like, there's videos of me, like the Midtown Tai Chi group, right, on my main channel trailer. You see me with the group, you see me demoing this shit, like, in a live push hands thing, doing the fudging on the guy, right? All the time. There's all clips of me doing it in freehand over a decade ago. And then these fucking newbie nobody motherfuckers come out of their face and disrespect not just me, but everybody. You know what I mean? If you're not going to do it in freestyle, you don't have the right to be, like, saying you're some master. You're really, what you're doing is giving up secrets that don't belong to you, that you didn't earn. You didn't earn them. You know? So, like, what are you talking about? Like, there's a whole, all these other techniques. And I know, you know, I'm going to go back to Matt Stamp, right? Because Matt Stamp trained really fucking hard, and he actually took the technique and he went and he fought with it. And as good as he did, he looked very sloppy, okay? And I'm going to explain to you why. There is a training stage. In order, like when you see my sparring, or you see like good boxers sparring, you see good MMA guys sparring, there's a training stage to take your aligned technique and bring it into random chaos, okay? The instability section where things are just coming at you, okay? There has to be a phase where you're training slow sparring first in the controlled sparring where it's like, okay, 1-step attacks, then 3-step attacks, then free sparring 3-step with attack defend, then it's slow free sparring randomly, then it's like, what we used to do is we also put you in a corner, and then we have you attack, and then we switch, and then you attack that person in the corner, so that you get time for your amygdala and cerebellum to able to process keeping these alignments under pressure, because the frontal lobe will get in the way. So what happens is these people skip this training. It's not their fault. It's not in their systems because the fucking Ching took it out. Okay? You need stimulus response training to anchor these responses to make them look clean. So you have these people now who are saying, oh, look, let me touch your fascia. See, I can move you. Oh, look, you're a big guy. Look, I can hold you. But then if we take them out of that situation and say, okay, now I'm just going to do it for real and I'm just come at you, they're fucked. They're completely fucked. All right? Because none of them have the real collection, Matt, at least, he went and he did the thing. The only thing is why it looks not clean, and he says, oh, you can't really make it exactly, is because this training stage that was lost, okay, that you have to account for, and they just don't have it. And Matt's the only one who was brave enough to fucking actually do the thing as best as he could, and he did fucking well. But, the only complaint people could say is, oh, it looks sloppy or it doesn't match the technique. You know what I mean? But it can't, because you lost the process to get you there. And then people who don't even fucking try it will argue a guy like that, who went and got himself punched in the fucking face. Like, what are we dealing with? We have the fucking guy, Mario, the world champion guy from Chen Man Ching Village, right? Goes to fucking Taiwan, beats the fuck out of everyone, and then gets fucking banned from the Fajin fucking retard group, Fajin Project. Like, that's like, it's just this whole community is like infected with like some kind of like brain-eating amoeba. I gotta put the hat on to see you guys, so I put it out here. My fucking crazy hat. Matt had a friend this morning in the gym's right. Yes, exactly. Hey, what's up, Dan? I'm sorry, I can't really see the chat here. I wish I have enough battery. Okay, good. I still have battery. So I can't really see the chat too well, so I have to put my hat on. Yeah, see, that's the thing I'm trying to explain. Matt had to go other places. Am I a Michael Jackson fan? I mean, I respect Michael Jackson, but not my thing. I like death metal, black metal, and classical music. That's all I listen to. If it doesn't go, I don't want to hear it. So, but yeah, Matt exactly had to go to other gyms to spar because Tai Chi community, and I was saying this in my workshop last weekend, in Cantonese, they say, is like, you're fucking with me, But they say, Sai Taeguk is like, when you're talking, it's like, it's a saying like, play Tai Chi, but you say it as if someone is being, like, they're doing something nice, but it's like kind of shitty. It's the connotation when they say that phrase is like, when you think about it, it means Tai Chi's a fucking joke. Now, why? Because Tang Dynasty was Cantonese, right? All the good martial arts are Cantonese. Everyone who's learning Tai Chi that's lineage from a Mandarin-speaking system is bullshit. It's broken, okay? And you just have to look at the history. If it comes from the lineage that's Mandarin-speaking from the government-sanctioned Qing version, it's bullshit. Something's broken. Doesn't mean that you can't make it good and revert it, but you have to recognize that right before that happened, they killed all the masters, hung them in the fucking streets. The rest of them went all over the world to hide. So you're talking about real Tai Chi, and you don't even know the fucking history. If your lineage comes from a Mandarin-speaking lineage that comes from a government-sanctioned form from the Athletic Association, you gotta think something's wrong. You can't stand on it like, you've been living a lie your entire life. And I'm sorry to be the one to break it to you, but the illusion has to be, the veil has to be lifted. All of you have been taught something that's wrong, okay? That was purposely broken down. They banned the making of weapons. You can't even get a real sword there. You can't even get a real sword there. It's illegal, okay? So you can't blame people because Matt busted his fucking ass and he did the best he could with a hidden, occluded lineage. It's like he went on a mission to save what was left, of this like honorable historical thing, but all the roads are like after a flood with mud and like broken buildings. What's my definition of life? Well, Li is fire and Fe is fire and Li is light. So it's to carry light and fire, right? To carry knowledge and will. That's the definition of light. Consciousness' entire purpose of life is to carry consciousness, is basically carry virtue and intention, right? Fire and the light. That's it. Very simple. Live each moment wholeheartedly and consequently as if every day is your last and there's a fire raging through your hair. That's what it is. That's the whole meaning of life. Very fucking simple. Okay, so the light's the virtue and the fire is the intention. Intention is of the father and virtue is of the mother. And they destroyed the mother so that everyone's intention's fucked. There you go. See, put my my magic hat back on so I can see what the hell you guys are saying. If I was to die today, where would I be? I'd be where I am standing right now. You think that's air you're breathing? I'm not here. This is just the magnetic collection of vibrating particles that my thought is being projected to, like a virtual reality game. I'm not even here. I'm just watching myself be here. Where would I be? I'd be the same place I'd be right now, which is not here and here. But anyway, going back to the martial arts, you can't blame, because there's people who tried really hard to keep the honor. And so it's like a guy like Matt, you have such a hard road to, study and find the guys who know the stuff. And even the guys who know the stuff don't really know the stuff because their master either didn't teach them, or they taught it broken, or their master died, or they had to hide it, And then the community that you're trying to like serve, your clans, they reject you because they're brainwashed. They argue with you. All the people that should be getting views, I get views because look, I have a very specific angle, so I have my own value that I bring, and I know how to talk to people. So even me with no production, I'm still gonna get more views than most people because this is what I do my whole fucking life. But the real fucking masters that you should be watching, nobody's paying attention to. They don't even know to look. Put my magic hat back on. Well, I've never made it to the live streams. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of months. I haven't been doing a lot. I got injured. I had a tree fall on my house during the hurricane. I hurt myself fixing the tree, and I got poisoned twice. So I'm recovering now, and then getting ready to get back into teaching and trying to catch up to the world. It's been ridiculous. So I'm coming back very shortly. Once things get settled politically a little bit more, and once they fix the YouTube a little bit more, because the people who've been playing around, they've been doing things that are illegal and unfair and getting away with it for a long time. So when they fix that, I'll be back a lot more, But until then, you'll see me sporadically. I'm the angriest guy in the scene. What's funny? I'm actually like, everybody who knows me, I'm like the most chill motherfucker that there is. It's just that they forget that just because I'm a chill Buddhist, happy-go-lucky philosopher guy, doesn't mean that I'm not this angry fucking warrior guy inside. Like every day what I do, I sit and I look at the fucking forest. This is what I do every day. I'm like the least angry person there is. But if you come to my house, go in my refrigerator, eat all my food, take a shit on my porch, and then tell me to go fuck myself, I'm gonna get angry. How do you put the form into sparring? I just explained this, right? So if you look at classical karate, and this is hard again because the last 30 years have destroyed martial arts. Kiddie karate, sportification, media. The essence of what martial arts is ridiculous. I just had a guy on TikTok. They were complaining that this one Muay Thai guy lost a fight, and they were saying, oh, he should have added some evading step and side steps. And I'm like, do you not understand that the spirit of the art, it would dishonor his ancestors? And they were going on and on. I'm like, you're not getting it. Like Kyokushin, Muay Thai, there's no going back. You take the fucking blows like a warrior and you trade. And that's the whole thing, is body hardening, trading, understanding if I lose with honor. And they didn't understand, you know? So when you're talking about a system for getting sparring in, right? First of all, you have to remember what the techniques do, okay? And you have to start branching out. If you do like a yang style specifically, or Chen style is more long fist, but yang style is all the animal styles that are hiding in the movements, okay? You have to look at the other systems that they came from, Mantis, Pakmei, Dragon style, Tung Bei, all those other styles that you see the movements, because they all come from Shaolin or Eight Immortals, Five Ancestors and shit. You have to go to derivatives and make sure that you know what the alignment and the hidden technique is, right? Because there's moves in passing that people don't realize are strikes. They think everything's wrestling because they're doing it slow. They never sped it up. They think, I'm going to go like this, I'm going to fight. That's not how you fight. The easiest way to do it, first of all, is just treat it like Western boxing. Put your hands in two fists and then do your form at double speed and see what kind of punches come out. That's the first thing. The first thing is just, let's go to a very basic, rudimentary, gross motor movement. William Chen style is perfect for this. And you just put your fucking boxing gloves on, and you do the form in front of a heavy bag, and you see, what can I use to hit? Now, of course, we're not Western boxers, so you can use a back fist, okay? You can use a hammer fist. So once you understand that, ward off is a fucking hammer fist, okay? It's a hammer fist. It's a punch, hook punch. And you see that, and you're like, oh, okay, it's just, I'm throwing punches, but I'm not throwing them with my arm, I'm throwing them with my hip, like a wheel. All right, so when you first see that, that's the first thing. Then you need to do, and obviously this is a very rudimentary thing. I'm just trying to give you an idea. If you want to be proper about it, you have to find the real techniques and what the square form alignments are. And like, you'll see it in the two-person sets. But anyway, then you have to go into one-step attacks, same as in karate, where you let somebody be a test dummy, and then you're testing your distances. This is like level 1. Distances. Where can I do, what angles are they, where are the targets? Level 2, you start doing very controlled sparring. You should do is first off learn how to defend yourself first. So all my students, I put their back foot in the fucking corner in a 45-degree angle, and I have another student attack them for 10 minutes, and they're not allowed to move, and then they switch. Okay, so the first things first is learn how to not be afraid of things coming at you and stand still. So you have to be able to do that first. I don't care what fucking style it is. Put your foot against the fucking wall and have someone throw punches at you. It doesn't have to be hard. They don't have to touch you. Okay, they can just come at you, but you have to know what it's like to see things coming at your eyes and your face and get tapped and not run away. If you can't do that, you're never going to be good at sparring. Okay, you're never going to be able, it's like, that's the fastest way to learn. Okay, you'll skip a lot of fucking time. Put your fucking foot in the corner and just have someone come at you and just take it and see how much can you block in that move. Okay, then you do 3-step sparring where you have one person that hacks 3 times and you defend 3 times, and on the 3rd step you immediately flip and counterattack. And then you do that as a sparring, controlled sparring. Why? Because it gives you time to think, and it allows the frontal lobe to calm down so that you can like think about what you're doing and then start programming the amygdala. Okay, so where the flinch responses happen, because in a real fight it's all flinches. You don't have time to think consciously. And then after that, then you go into slow, light, free sparring. Okay, you never should be sparring like just crazy heavy. That should be like 5% of your training. Your most bulk of your training should be light sparring and controlled sparring. And even if it's like free sparring, it should be light and controlled so that you have time to think without fear. And then you do hard sparring as a small thing to get ready for the real shit. But just going from a form to swinging heavy is fucking stupid, and you've mixed all this training stuff, and on top of it, you're just risking injuries and you're not learning anything. You're putting bad habits, because once you get into the panic mode, right, and your fight or flight goes up, you're not able to process and train that amygdala responses. So it's just going to be like, and you start spazzing out, and then everything becomes this. So that is what the stages are, and this is something that's been done for thousands of fucking years in karate. Like, not exactly how I'm explaining it, but the process is the same. It's you play games, okay? You're welcome. Elmore King, my Tai Chi waist on low has been emphasized and found regular button. We're in the back foot with the heel raised. So there's some similarities and there's some differences, right? And you have to learn how to mix and match them appropriately. So there's some parts of boxing where it's the same, some that aren't. We do Tai Chi, do a weighted turn. Okay, so the back foot should always be on the ground. But the way that we generate power is a little different, and there's different ways of using the body than a normal boxer would, okay? So when you're doing boxing, do what the boxing teacher's doing. When you're doing Tai Chi, do what the Tai Chi teacher's doing if he's a fighter, right? But you should be able to see, well, how can what part of the boxing is similar and what's different? You know what I mean? And then the things that are different, how do I make it equal or able to be used? You know what I'm saying? You can't just randomly expect it to fucking work. It doesn't work like that, you know? But Wei Sung Lo, actually, the first Tai Chi book I've ever had was the Tai Chi Classics from him, like 1990 something. I think it was. Like, I have some fucking old copy of that shit. I don't remember how old it was. But my first actual book was William Chen's book, because my first teacher gave that to me, like 1990 fucking 5. I started, like, no, I had my first school was 90. I was in college in 95, because I started doing Tai Chi right around the time I had my first school. So it was like 95 or something like that. And then I had William Chen's book, and then I got the Wei Solo book, and then I got a whole bunch of other random books. And over the years, obviously, Dr. Young, I had like over 1,000 books. Now I only have like 300. I gave them all away. But yeah, Wei Solo was like the first thing I did. And you know, he does the Tai Chi Gong and he does the history very well, you know, but he's not a fighter guy. And there's nothing wrong with that. He doesn't say he is. But you can't expect to get real martial application from someone who's doing real civil application. And that's something that people understand about the culture and the arts, is that there's a civil practice and there's a martial practice, and they can be completely separate, but they should be gelled together, and they're not, right? It's like a whole thing that's been skipped over. And again, this shit only came about after 1956, because before 1956, with all due respect to Wei Sung Lo, if you were teaching Tai Chi in a park and you were teaching that shit, another master would come and beat the fuck out of you in front of all your students and take your school. That's how it was done. It's not me saying it because I'm like, no, I'm telling you the culture. Okay, the fucking culture was, you had a school, your school was a park somewhere or like a little school, and people would challenge you to get famous and steal your shit. Even your own students sometimes would try to turn you and try to take the school over. Because Chinese culture is not like Japanese. There's no honor like that. So they would literally just walk into your fucking park and be like, yo, fight me. And like, if you can't hang, you can't hang. So as much of a scholar and a respectable man that Wei Sung Lo is, in the old days of Tai Chi, he wouldn't have survived. He wouldn't have been allowed to do what he's doing. And it's, don't blame me for saying this. I'm just an anthropologist telling you what I know. Okay, it's not like I want to be this. No, I'm telling you what actually was happening. And you understand something? I lived and I know people who were still alive in the 1800s. Okay, like I met people who were alive in 18 something. Okay, I know, I trained the guys from the Korean War up to Vietnam. So I have the history. I saw the videos. I used to see it was an 8mm film, the fucking reels. What do you call that? The old fucking before VHS and 8 tracks, they had the home projector. It was like this fucking metal ring with this tape, and you'd watch movies and go. So I saw like video from Vietnam, how they trained in Vietnam. I saw a video from Japan. I saw a video from China. I saw like crazy shit. So it's not like I'm just trying to like put somebody down. I'm just telling you, like, the culture has changed so much that people are saying that like I'm some angry weird, I'm aggressive. I'm like, no, you guys are doing some fake shit in alternate reality. It has nothing to do with reality. And then you're coming to me, who lived in reality, and you're trying to like make it like I'm the bad guy. Like, what? What is happening? And you can see it, like if a group like that retarded fucking Fajing Project group, all they do is ban all the best people, and they have a community of like mediocre assholes so they can prop up their businesses and then make sure there's no competition. And then they go and they egg on stupid people to attack people like me, right? So they can like keep the fucking shit like contained. Because the truth is, the stuff I'm telling you gets out, a lot of people are going to lose respect because it's true. And not only, like, they come after me for everything they come after me for, and I tell them, I've been saying this for years, every time you try to, like, pull a mask off, you're going to see it's just my face every single time, and it's going to get worse and worse for you. Because every time you try to debunk me or like say like, oh, he doesn't know this, every fucking time you're gonna find another layer of like, no, he's telling the truth, and it's gonna be bad for you guys. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's fucking sad. And then you've seen me, a lot of you guys have seen me like, with that freaking UK guy, the indefensible jerk off. 3 months. 3 months. Let's be friends. I did the whole traditional philosophy Buddhist guy. Come on, bro. Let's be friends. Come in the Discord. Come on the live stream. We'll talk. We'll chat. Blah, 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 blah. And then they see my nice side. And they see my pretty boy face and they think I'm a fucking pussy. Until the fact was like, you pushed the bear too far. Now I'm going to fucking break your face. And then when I flip out, they're like, oh, you see, he's mean. He's crazy. Dude, I've given you guys years of respect, free lessons. There was years I've been on this fucking channel, and there's a lot of people, hundreds of people who know, you ask a question in 24 hours, I would fucking stop what I was doing and answer your fucking question and help you out for free. Okay? There was never a payroll, there was nothing. Okay? Like, I've been so good and so nice to people, but I can't be nice because they think that's a fucking license to fuck with me. So then they forget that, no, I'm not that nice. I'm good. I'm not nice. I will fucking hit you with a brick. And it's like you push it to that point. So anyway, and you're welcome, Adam. So yeah, back to the point, like, the whole community is fucked. The liberals are fucked. What's going to start happening in a couple of months is going to be a shift in consciousness, okay? Once this next moon, and you've watched the War Angel streams, you haven't, I know they're long, but a lot of secret shit and a lot of stuff is in there. I've proven all these abilities that you get from doing the Tai Chi and the meditation, okay? And instead of being like, oh wow, you got the real stuff, they're still like, like, I literally pull out certifications, I pull out my job descriptions, I pull out fucking famous people that there's like nothing's ever good enough for them. They're intent on misunderstanding me because they want an enemy, So if they want an enemy, I'm gonna give them one. So it's like, if that's the case, I'll give them a fucking enemy. I'll give them an enemy that they're never gonna fucking beat. They can't beat me. Like, even me as a fucking old man with broken stuff, none of these guys stand a fucking chance. I will kick them in the fucking face and there's nothing they can do about it. There's literally nothing they can do about it. There's a lot of people in the world kick my ass now. I'm old and tired. But none of these guys. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They don't have a fucking chance. So, but going back to this idea of decorum and respect, the reason why these people are so disrespectful and so out of their minds, because they don't understand the clan. They've never had a control group. The Tai Chi people have not come up in a direct lineage or under an actual Sifu. They never did they never drank the tea. I don't even know what that means. They don't even know what it means. Okay? For those who know that, no, they've never drank the tea with a master. Okay? They don't understand. So they don't have heritage. They don't have anything. So it's a lot of these, like, the outcasts of society that come in and like, oh, I can do this thing, and then the social contract, no one can fight with me, so I can get away with this. It's just compounding bullshit. And then, is it worth fixing it? No, let them have it. Let them have it. But what bothers me is that they go out of their way to start shit with people like me and other people who've done this their whole life, who's their main profession, how they eat. And they try to ruin it. They try to ruin it for the students, try to ruin it for me, try to make it so I can't pay my bills. And that I can't have. Because, like, imagine, first of all, I lived a monk life. I trained with a Shingon master for a year, and then I've been here 5 years. Like, this is my world. Okay? So it's like, I live in the fucking forest. I'm moving, actually. Eventually I'll be moving soon. I'm going to go back to civilization because the gods are calling me. But I'm literally doing the thing. I'm like emblematic of everything that you would think the poster child of the Tai Chi community should be. And these people are fucking shitting on me. I'm like laughing, like, you fucking crazy? How do you fix that? You can't fix stupid. But I can tell you the reason it happened. It happened because they never grew up in the hierarchy. And there's nobody to say, listen, if you don't stop, I'm going to break your fucking face. And the problem is most of the Tai Chi guys can't do that. You know, I respect all this. I respect everybody who trains hard. You never see me going around. I'll say what's wrong with certain things, but like I don't like jujitsu for real self-defense. But I always say, you gotta be fucking. Anytime you take your time to fucking train something that hard to be good at it as a sport, you gotta respect it. You know, my problem is when you say, oh, jiu-jitsu is the ultimate street defense. No, Japanese aki jiu-jitsu maybe. Brazilian jiu-jitsu is fucked for the street. It's fucked. And everybody knows it, okay? You can do fucking pull guard. It's just, you know, but as a sport, it's really respectable. You know, in the William Chen lineage, they used to have people who were fighting, okay? And for some reason, nobody talks about it anymore. Okay, his kids fought. Their fucking record's insane. You know, you have like the push hands team, and they push real hard, but they're not training for that stuff, you know? So who's left to go around to these guys and say, you know, because they're saying it's not real. And then they find a few people that know it's real and that can actually do it, and then they push them away. So in one hand, you have people who are saying, oh, it doesn't work anymore, blah, 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 but then they find somebody who makes it work, and then they try to discredit it, or and these are the people in the community, forget people outsiders. These are people that in the Tai Chi community, like the fucking indefensible douchebag. Or like, you know, there's other retard that posted on Shirley's page today. You know, like, these are people in the community who are looking for someone to validate the community, and then they find the people who are doing it right, doing it for real, who can have legitimate proof, and they shit on them. It all comes back to this social engineering of breaking down society, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. The next couple of months, just get ready, because a lot of people have fucking breakdowns. The information that's coming out, and I've been hinting to you guys for a year now, but it's gonna come out to be fucking nuts. Because imagine, like, you've been fighting for a team, and you think they're the good guys, but they're actually super villains, and they destroyed your life and your family. You know, and you find that out all at once, like, and then the aliens come. Okay? And then, like, super sci-fi world AI comes. All at once. God, they're not ready. They're not ready. So, I can see the chat now if anybody has any questions. I have to go to my weird safari. I'm on military safari, guys. So, any questions? I'm gonna get a tissue really fast to blow my nose. Because I don't want to be choking on the camera. There's my schnoz. I had to fix that, sorry about that. So on another note, I'm finally making public like my real form, my real Tai Chi form. And I've only taught it to, you know, I've taught fractions of it to about 8 people, and only 3 people have learned my real style, Tai Chi. You know, I have a lot of other students in boxing, kickboxing, karate, combative stuff. I taught, you know, professional ownership, but my actual hidden secret skull form, we're now going to make it public. So I just did the first workshop teaching it. It's already out, and in order to get that, you have to watch the other first 5 of the other workshops. And after next week, we're going to set it at a ridiculously enormous price, and no one can buy it unless you're part of the crew. But that's coming out soon, and that's the update. I'm pretty and witty. Why, do you want some? I'll make you my bitch. You wanna fuck? Donnie R? Is that an invitation? I'm from Mike Tyson's hood, bro. I took jiu-jitsu in fucking the BRC. Alright, I will fuck you. I will make you my bitch. Okay, I will make you my bitch. You wanna be my bitch? Huh, Donnie? No? No takers? You don't want 9 inches of fucking kung fu in you? I'll give it to you. Not because I'm gay, because I want to dominate you. Fucking retards. See, I can't even have a serious conversation with you guys. This is what I'm talking about. The level of disrespect and stupidity. No, it didn't ruin my day. You fucking, it's like, you want to bend over? I'm asking you an invitation. you're comic relief for the fucking group looking at idiot right now. So you want to give me fucking, some content? Go ahead, keep talking. Keep talking. Anything else stupid to say? Make yourself look more stupid? No? Okay. Is there any legitimate questions? How does that ruin my day? I know I'm fucking sexy. Obviously, you're asking because you want the cock. So even though I'm not into it, I take it as a compliment. Me? I'm pretty and witty. Yeah, I'm gay. Sure, I'm gay. I'm gay, sure. I'll be gay for you, Donnie. Okay, I'll be gay for you. I don't know what relevance my sexual preference is, but no, I would not be considered gay by the world standards. Anybody who knows me knows. Oh man, people know me. Oh boy. Because one day the whole story is gonna come out to the community, and they find out my whole story. And what the fuck? That'd be interesting. But I'll be gay for you, Donnie. Only for you. That's my answer. Okay, Donnie? You fucking retard. Donnie retard. That's the answer. I'm only gay for you, Donnie. You gonna bend over, lube it up? I'm not giving you a reach around though. Well, ask your mom. You're too slow, bro. If you're gonna be a fucking troll, at least be entertaining. Come on. Use your little thumbs. Try harder. Try. Really try. No? Okay. Anybody have any serious questions about martial arts? Or do you want to have this example of the best part of someone dripping down their mother's leg, getting knocked up on a pull-out couch? Oh, well, a gate off for you still works, yeah. You must have it like that for your name. It has pheromones to it. I wanna fucking bend you over. So, anyway, back to the fucking scheduled program. Anybody have anything they want to say? It's I gave my spiel and my battery's gonna die. So I probably got 15 minutes at most. I think I made my point. Most of you guys are low IQ idiots who've never got punched in the face before, and yeah. No questions, no comments, no accusations, nothing. I said my piece, and how old do you think is the cutoff for getting really good from scratch? Yo, later, bro. Nice seeing you too, man. I'll probably be on the next couple of weeks. I'll start coming on more. It's just I got crazy stuff going on. But thank you for coming by, brother. Oh, what's up, Clement? Good shit. Finally. I fucking told you. So Dan was asking what the cutoff age is. Here's the thing. What is really good? Whatever, this fucking idiot. What do you think really good is? Be able to handle a fucking no-namer like Jake, like Pimp Snap. I can teach a 60-year-old to fucking kill this Jake guy in 3 days. See who can't walk. I'll give him enough technique to fucking murk this guy. So, no, but what is really good? And what's the standard of good? Because that's the problem. Tai Chi is not a style. Tai Chi is a set of principles that you can manifest in different ways. So what's the standard? There's no consensus standard of what good is. You know what I mean? What is the standard? Now, we're talking about base level physiology. You have to be able to build the tendons and the white fibers, the type 2A muscles. So there's a cutoff point kind of where it's hard to make those. You know what I mean? And I'd say if you're starting after 50, it's probably getting it harder and harder if you've never done any activity before. If someone is very active, then they have a better chance. All right, very welcome, Ross. Thank you. I'm glad it helped. Yeah, that's why I do it for people like that, you see? There's some people who actually do stuff in the world. Thank you. But when, you know, if you're someone who's very athletic, for instance, because not every 50 or 60-year-old is the same. Okay, there's people I was training, in the gyms, there's guys who are 70 to 100 years old that's still running marathons. Okay, the Tai Chi guy, the fucking what's his name? He's 108 years old, and watching him move is insane. So, everybody's built differently. If you're talking about someone who's never done anything in their life and they're like overweight and they're starting at 50, it's like, bro. So I would say if you took like a shit bag who did absolutely nothing, I believe your prime is 35 to 50, like physically, when your bone density is the strongest, that's when you're strongest. You know, you heal faster when you're younger, but your prime is 35 to 55. Like, I've seen it too many times where young guys who are all fit and they go and fuck with an older dude and they get fucking rocked terribly. So from seeing it over now, for like, endurance and like burst power, yeah, the young guys have a little advantage, but for like raw strength and like bone density and like just knowledge, like 35 to 55 is your prime of your life. So under 35, you're regenerating faster and you're still kind of like, you're not growing, but you're still growing, okay? So it's easier to change the body. 35 to 55, you have a good chance if you've been active and you're not a shitbag. You have like a decent body, like nothing crazy, just like you have decent mobility, you can do like 20 push-ups, you can walk a mile and not get tired, How do I know I'm not gay? Have you tried it? I'll tell you how I know. Because when I was a little kid, 3 years old, they had something called WHT. It was before there was cable. And in the middle of the night, they had the titties on, okay? And I automatically knew. And my grandma was laughing because we all knew what I liked. It's something that you're born with. Like, if you find me like a really big titty tranny, I'd be okay with that maybe. But like, guys, no, it didn't do it for me. So anyway, I see that makes sense. I've heard some people that 30 plus, it's hard to become a professional fighter. But right, it's hard to become a professional fighter if you're starting at 30. There's, especially if you didn't play any sport. If you're like a really athletic person, like you played tennis and things that had eye coordination and like running around and football and stuff, where you're hitting each other and you have eye coordination, maybe even baseball, you have a good chance. If you have a good teacher in your 30s, you can still do it. But if you're like an average Joe that like wasn't like a really athletic person, because there's changes in the amygdala, there's changes in the tendons and the sinew, and that white fiber is most important to develop when you're younger, especially the tendons. So like, the clothes that I wear, people are normally weigh about 160, 175. I weigh 200, 220. Like, I go between 200 and 220 pounds, and I don't look like it because my muscles are really fucking dense. Like, my tendons, like, they feel like cables. So people, when they touch me, they're like, what the fuck is that underneath? You can't fake that. You know what I mean? And also your bone density. It's like, you have to have done that already. You have to be doing plyometric sports and that you have to have a certain amount of athleticism in your body already, because the machine has to already have that kind of programming before a certain point. Because after 35, it's like you can't really, you'll be good, you'll be able to defend yourself, and you'll be active, and you'll be great, and you'll live a long time, but you're never going to be as good as somebody who had that early life training, because the insides are never going to catch up. It's never going to catch up. Doesn't mean you won't be a good fighter. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you can't win professional fight. It's not impossible. I'm just saying that it's exceedingly more difficult than it should be. You're welcome. Well, you turn straight, man, get your submission moves. This is why I've always said, BBK. Like, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is homoerotic. Like, I have a lot of friends that do it, and I respect them. I respect the sport, but like, bro, like, come on, man. You're rolling around with a dude, sweaty, you get the fucking the most south position in your face. Sometimes, like, in wrestling, they'll oil check you and put the finger in your ass. It's like, it's fucking pretty gay. it's okay. It's okay to be gay. Like, I have a lot of, gay friends in New York. And, whatever you want to do is fine with me, as long as you don't, like, I don't care what you do. But I can see Mr. Kink Master Jefferson, you're a jiu-jitsu guy. Everybody knows, man. I'm not gonna say you try it. I can't argue with that, Oh, for fuck's sake. But jiu-jitsu guys know it. They joke about it too. It's not like I'm making some joke they never heard before. They all know. Like every weekend, I'm talking to my boyfriend back home, and he does jiu-jitsu. He's one from my karate school, and he does jiu-jitsu, and we always joke about that. Because that's what it is, man. You're rolling around with dudes, bro, like all day long. I don't look that, man. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. PB guy. Unfortunately, I have tried. Actually, I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu before anybody even knew what the fuck it was. I did it like as soon as the first UFC happened. There was a school in Bensonhurst that had it, and we went and we were doing. Cause I did Aki Jiu-Jitsu before that. I did Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, so I wanted to see the difference, and it was cool. There's good stuff, but there's no samurai shit. It's definitely no samurai shit. Yeah, I don't think the samurai, when they came up with jiu-jitsu, were thinking about Brazilian, like tan, sweaty Brazilian guys rolling around on the beach. I don't think that was the original intention. It's actually judo, actually. It's a subset of judo. People don't know that. Brazilian jiu-jitsu actually comes from this subset of judo that's very rare, that they only do ground stuff, and then they perfected it, which is respectable, and it has its place. But if it was a complete martial art, they wouldn't have to learn punches and kicks and stuff, so it is what it is. So that's my story, I'm sticking to it. Me in the forest. I'm gonna have to leave the forest soon. It's actually makes me sad. I liked being the monk in the isolation. I don't want to come back outside. I don't like most of you people. I get stupid fucking comments like this. So now I gotta go back to come out of the fucking wilderness, out of my monk life. Literally all I do is I teach Kung Fu, I play death metal, and then I meditate and do Kung Fu. Eat vegetables. That's what I've been doing for the past 5 years. Yeah. I go home. Yeah, sit in the sunshine, eat my vegetables, do Kung Fu, play death metal, rinse, repeat. I've grown accustomed to it, and the fact that I have to go back to civilization is troublesome, because every time I come out here, I gotta deal with fucking people like these guys. Fuck me. Oh god, I don't wanna. Any other questions while I'm here? Anything else? But yeah, so no other questions, nothing else. I will definitely reiterate. What was this? You said Wednesday your Chen style is a boxing style? Well, there's different reasons in different boxing styles, okay? And like, this is the thing, people are very cult-like. They're very cult-like, so they learn one thing, and then as they learn that one thing, they think, oh, it's the only way. And this is from the things that genetically engineered us, put this in our brain on purpose to make us controllable. But there's not one way, okay? There's boxing styles, old school boxing, heads up, right? There's a lot of boxing styles, heads up. When I spar, heads up, right? Your karate styles, heads are up, You put your chin down, you can put your chin down without shrugging your shoulders. Okay? And you don't need to put your chin down. You don't need to bring your shoulders up. There's always another way. Now there's advantages and disadvantages. So you can see it. You can see it, how that's done. There's a lot of boxers who have relaxed shoulders, who don't bring the shoulders up. It's actually not a good idea to sit here like this all the time. You know, like you can go from and then bring your shoulders up to guard and bring them back down. You don't have to be like this the whole fucking time. You know, all the best fighters are very relaxed. They don't do that. But people get stuck in these, and they understand like every system has its advantage and disadvantage, right? Like boxing has great advantages, it has disadvantages. You know, people having a tall guard, you know, it's easier to evade and slip, right, than it is to have like a closed, because you're squatted down. You know, but when there's advantage and disadvantage. You shouldn't say like one's better than the other. No, it's like which you have that theory, he has that theory, and who makes it work better at the time. You know, so and that's the thing. Like when I was coming up in the '90s, I was always looking like, why is everybody trying to see what's different? I want to see what's the same. What's the universal theory? How do we make everything work together? And the way you make it work together is you find like if a golf swing and a tennis swing and a baseball swing, you can put them all together, but you shouldn't try to make the tennis swing a golf swing or make the baseball swing a tennis swing. You should have all three swings and treat them separately. So for instance, like I have my classical karate, like, you know, thanks to the original stuff, right? And or my northern kicking styles. When I kick, it's exactly like that. You know, when I punch, like I have certain that are from karate, certain things from like, you know, Chinese styles, and certain things are from boxing. When I switch the mode, I use that mode, and it's like they're stacked on top of each other. Problem is people think, oh, I'm going to mix these styles, and they start mixing the mechanics, and that's when things get fucked up. That's what a mistake is. Yeah. And to put that point, if you watch Mayweather fight and you watch his Philly show, he'll leave that fucking shoulder down and he throws it up when he needs it. You know, because you can't sit there like this the whole fight. You get burn out. You know what I mean? So that's the end of that. Was Chen Manching teaching martial arts in New York City, or was it only in Taiwan? It's debatable because, and also it's depending how you look at the word. Chen Manching was teaching small frame form that was reduced to make it accessible to everybody. So he taught a remedial form. It's literally what it is. It's a remedial form. It's a form that's reduced so that everyone can use it. Okay? Now, in itself is a martial art with legitimate martial art applications. When he was teaching in New York, he wasn't teaching it primarily martial art. He was teaching as a health and, like, you know, community practice. And if you wanted to learn the martial art, you have the movement DNA. You can fix it. You can make it a martial art. You know, so there's a lot of good martial arts came out of that camp. Taiwan style of Chen Manching, Malaysia style of Chen Manching, they're very good at what they do. But there's a problem with their system because they got locked into it, and it's a remedial, broken down system, so they all wind up in their older age not very athletic. You know? You're welcome. So they're not very athletic, you know, and then it's not okay. What I would like to see is like if you had guys with that level of skill, but who have at least like the physical health benefit of like a 24 form, because while 24 form is absolutely fucking shit, okay, like when it comes down to like the real stuff, when it comes down to making you healthy, we look at the people who do that form at older age. I mean, the ones who aren't doing it bad and break their knees and stuff, but I'm talking about like, you know, the majority of the people who do the bigger frame forms, when they're older, they move better. There's millions of case studies. There's fucking 50 years of this shit already. Oh, more than 50 years. Oh my God, it's like 75 years. So we have 75 years of case studies of seeing people move. Okay? Chen Manching lineages, the applications are way better, but they don't look healthy. Like, you know, they don't say, oh, I'm so healthy. It made my, like, if you're fucking doing this stuff and it's supposed to make you healthy, what does healthy look like? Does it look like there's no definition? You have a gut. Like, I'm out of shape because this is my retirement. I've been doing martial arts for fucking 40 something years. I don't want to do it anymore. I do the phone like once a day just to like, okay, you know, but like, you can't say that it's making you healthy if you don't look like you're fit. If you don't, you know, have a body that looks fit. You can't run. If you can't fucking run, you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I hope that answers the question. I answered the question. Because, like, you know, like, and another thing is that the Taiwan, they're not doing boxing. There's a martial art element to it, but it's not boxing. William Chen specifically altered it a little bit to make it boxing. So you have to look into how he done it. And that's the first time I learned. And that's why I thought Tai Chi was in the 90s. I didn't know anything. I didn't know any better. So my first understanding of Tai Chi was getting punched in the chest. Like straight up, like just fucking cracked in my chest. He put a phone book on my chest and he just blasted me. And I was like, oh shit. So I spent the next 5 years doing that to every one of my students. Like I'm gonna learn this, you know? And I've actually stopped a lot of, I ended a lot of fights like that because, you know, I'm in the studio and like people talking shit, like, oh, I'll fuck you, blah, blah. I'm like, oh yeah, and you take the phone book. It's like, let me show you something. Put it on your chest. I just tap them, and they go, like, oh fuck that. Because when you get hit with that hollow fist the right way, boy, you just feel like there's a hole in your back. It just feels like there's a fucking torpedo into your spine. So, I hope that makes sense. But to wrap that up, I guess, we have to get this message out that Tai Chi is not a style. People need to understand Tai Chi is not a style. It's a system of philosophy that can be used as civil, physical, you know, health practice, or can be used as martial practice. But, you know, it's not a style. And then if you're learning a system that came after 1956 from a lineage that comes from a Mandarin-speaking line, it's probably broken. It's probably missing a lot of shit. Don't call that the real stuff. And then if you got people who are doing the woo-woo and all these fucking paper tigers on YouTube who are doing all my fancy tricks, so the secret stuff that we did to expose it, but they're doing it like you could see that, oh, I'm going to show you, look how cool I am. They're not teaching it to you because they care about the art and they care about the community. They're showing it to you because they want to be the top of the fucking the YouTube food chain and they want to look cool. You know what I mean? Like, these are people who've never, like, they don't have the skills. If you can't do it against someone who's not cooperating, then it's useless. You're just, you know, you're pontificating. It's a plethora of useless fucking knowledge. You know, it's like bullshit. So, you know, we have to, like, somehow put things in perspective. Like, you know, the difference between, like, Tai Chi Chuan and Tai Chi Gong is completely different. You know, people don't understand the pinyin ruined that the words are different. It's not Tai Chi, okay? Because it's literally Ji, force, or, you know, like when you look at Tai Chi, when you spell the yin yang, it's Ji. It's not Chi, like the force, okay? It's Ji, like the force. So there's so many mistakes, and then people argue, and then they don't even, and then you try to prove it to them, and they won't listen. You know? You'll show them evidence. Like, I went to this fucking TED Talk with this guy, this old Chinese dude who's explained the history and the calligraphy, and he wrote the characters and explicitly says, this is G, and he draws it, this is Chi, and he draws it, and he says, you practice Tai Chi to get your Chi. Like, he's like a baby explaining it, and they don't want to hear it, you know? So, like, the ACE research channel, I think it's on my suggested channel list. He's the one I got that term Tai Chi Gong from. And then I noticed a couple of people who don't like me so much that were on out of Minster, and they're using the word now. So either they got it from me or they got it from him, and not giving the credit. So motherfuckers better give that guy credit, because I promised that guy I would give him credit for it. So make sure he gets the fucking credit for that term, because people are using it now. And I know how everything I fucking say gets around through the trolls, gets around through the fucking forums, and they start stealing my shit, and they don't realize that wasn't my thing. Okay? Because these motherfuckers are scumbags like that. They steal my stuff, they spread it around, and then, you know, and then talk shit, but that wasn't mine. But they're doing Tai Chi Gong, most of these people. It's not Tai Chi Chuan. And there's no such thing as Tai Chi Guan or Quan, whatever the fuck it is, Q-U-I-A-N or Q-U-A-N. It's nonsense, okay? The pinyin is fucking broken, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Okay? And even in Cantonese, it's not that way. It's Kyun is a fist. So the Tiger Kyun is like big, you know, it doesn't sound like, it's just different, you know? But it's G. It's like, fucking. So, anyway, I don't care what anybody does. I always say, if you're training hard and you're good to people and you care about your community, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I come out and I say, when you're telling people that you're selling them something that's completely opposite what it is, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. And when you're sitting standing on there like you know what you're talking about, it's fucked up. And then when you have people going around in these groups talking about how I'm not qualified to talk about the fascia, meanwhile I'm the only one that's certified to talk about the fucking fascia. Like literally, I'm the only one certified. I was doing it 15 years before they knew what the word was. And they're talking to me like I'm not the grandmaster guy. It's because how I look, like make my eyes a little slanted a few. I get the white beard. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like I literally outrank everybody. Like the people comment. Some of these guys have decent channels, like the bigger channels, like the Five Energies guy goes to Shirley's channel and is talking about him doing something wrong. I'm like, how disrespectful that you're supposed to be another master, another instructor, another Sifu, and you come to another Sifu's school. Don't introduce yourself and start belittling that master. You know what I mean? And the crazy part is that, like, I outrank all of you. Right? My lineage in Tai Chi is more legit than all of you guys. Like my lineage in karate is more legit than all of you guys. I have personal training certificates up my ass. I'm literally the most certified person in the community, and I have the most in life real matches that people have seen in New York City. Nobody has touched more hands than me. Like maybe like because the thing is also I would just go around playing with everybody, like not just Tai Chi people. Like I was in the gyms, I was anywhere. Like oh, you want and the people make it as a joke, like oh, go mess with him, and like this random people, it's like hundreds of fucking people. Like nobody has more experience in this than me. Like these, at least in this little retard community. I mean, there's people around the world that have like they're up there, but like none of these fucking guys. What the fuck is going on? Give me my flowers, bitches. Where's my flowers and my fucking tacos? Jesus Christ. Just some flowers and some tacos, guys. That's all I'm asking for. But yeah, I don't even know the guy's name that commented on Shirley's page today about like my demeanor. Isn't like, just imagine this. Some guy goes to my student Shirley, who's a master, right? She has her own school with a lineage. Her is like, really well known. And I'm her teacher. What's that make me? If a master teaches instructors and she has instructors teaching students, and I'm teaching the master, what does that make me? What does it make me? Okay, so you have some random guy go into the virtual school and say, who is he? Why is he here? Like I don't like his demeanor, and he's not he doesn't know about fascia works. Like, what are you fucking people insane? I mean, it's safe for the fact that, like, let's just say my Tai Chi's fake. I'm fucking 200 pounds, 6 foot tall dude. I'll hit you with a fucking brick. You don't walk up to somebody and start talking shit. This is common fucking sense. But the levels of stupidity and disrespect, you know what I mean? That you don't, like I'm saying that Five Energies guy, because he's supposed to be, a Chinese guy with, he has his little following and stuff. You don't introduce yourself. You talk about me like you fucking know me. You don't say, hey, like, well, make friends. Am I a game member? A game member? Yeah, I'm a game member. You're right. Gang member, bro. So, it's like, think about that. This guy, a Chinese martial artist, the 5 years ago, he goes to the fucking channel and literally saying, oh, he's not doing it right because he's not like this. Like, what the fuck do you know what my lineage teaches? Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, and if it works better, let's just put it this way, I've been doing this 40 years. Am I not allowed to make my own style, my own form? I'm literally a grandmaster on the books, certified up my ass. I have more in contact, free sparring and push hand matches than any of these guys. Am I not qualified to create my own system? By now? Like, you know what I mean? But even if I didn't, and I'm doing my own way, who the fuck are you, another instructor, to come and try to say, well, and not even introduce yourself? It's like, you guys have lost such basic decorum and such basic respect, and you wonder why I treat you like idiots. Thank you, Adam. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, they don't even realize, because the society has gone degraded so much, they don't realize how disrespectful and dishonorable they are to their ancestors. Like a Chinese guy should understand what losing face is, right? Like how much face he lose for doing what he did. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that. You don't act that way. It's like you're not a real martial artist if you don't understand decorum, right? And you understand like you don't have to like my style, but you have to recognize when I'm teaching that I've done something for longer than most people have. A lot of people have watched, been alive, like literally done it for. Literally, I've been teaching for 30 years. I'll be teaching for 30 years exactly in the middle of March. I'll be teaching, professionally teaching 30 years. You know, and my first school was sanctioned by the fucking police department in Brooklyn. Like, and then you get some guy, some Chinese dude who doesn't spar, never does hardcore anything, and you go to a channel who is sharing their stuff, and you disrespect. And I said it right in his fucking face. I told him, you're like, shut up. I said, you don't outrank me, you don't outperform me, and you're the reason why everybody thinks Tai Chi's a joke, because you don't have any honor. See, ass monkey's smart. He doesn't have his head up his ass. That's a smart thing to do. But just a basic respect. Look, you don't have to be a fucking tough guy. Not because I'm a tough guy. It's because I'm a human being who's sitting there teaching a class, and like you're supposed to be somebody in the community. It's like, because, for instance, I used to go to the parks in Chinatown, right? And the old masters in Chinatown, when they talk about me in Chinese, they refer to me as Sifu, as one of the Sifus in the park, right? So if the old masters in Chinatown, when they refer to me, and they put Sifu in my name when they refer to me, and then this fucking Five Element guy comes, and he's a nobody compared to them, yeah, but like, you would expect, that's what it was. I expected the same decorum when I first came online from the Tai Chi community, because that's all I knew was, push hands meets, park people, private lessons, in person. And then when I see online, it's like it's a fucking burning trash can. it's a dumpster fire. But that Five Energy guy, I'm like, you're supposed to be Chinese. Like, you're supposed to know better. Like, you should know better. That all confused me. Like, the arrogance, And there's other Chinese guys who were stealing my stuff, and they only give me credit. Like, not even a little nod. I'm like, wow, man. People have forgotten the face of their fathers. They lost face. They forgot the face of their fathers. They don't have the decorum. They don't have the code. They don't have anything. And before I got banned on Facebook, I used to put some of my push hands videos. The one with Mike from World Tai Chi Day, and on Facebook before I started getting shadow banned, my videos were being shared all over China, and all the Chinese colleges were like posting them, and with the professors they were like, "This is how you got to do it. You want to find the real stuff? Go to America." And you got these fucking, like, I don't know, man. It's sad. So anyway, I think I'm done. I think I'm at my fucking point. There's no Tai Chi style. There's no Tai Chi community. There's no honor left. And we're gonna have to do something to fix this. And the only way we're gonna fix it is when the viewers and the fucking middle people and the people who are learning start telling these idiots to shut the fuck up and put them in their place. Because we can't change the society if the society doesn't want to police itself. If they don't want to say, I don't want to act like that anymore. I want to go back to the old way. I want to go and have my school with the master's picture on the wall and everybody bows with the incense and in the fucking, you have to freaking earn your right to drink the tea. Like, because that's the thing. Tai Chi is a principle set. It's not a style, right? So, like I said, we saw out is like he's a philanthropist, and he teaches like a civil version of the form. It's not, it's like it could be useful martial art, but it's not its purpose. You know what I mean? And it's not wrong because he's not saying it does something it doesn't do. It's a path. The Tai Chi is everything. It's like the spiritual part of the Tai Chi is that when the philosophical part, you realize, oh, this is what it is. But that's how I see it. My thing is, when you're lying about what you're selling to people and hurting them, or you're not following the codes of ethics that were displayed up from the law. And then these trolls who I spent years being nice to and being the good Buddhist Christian guy treated me like absolute shit until I came out and said I've had enough. Right? It's true, Massimo, that's why. This is gangsta Tai Chi, because I'm from the hood. I'm from the fucking hood. Is what it is. You know? So, yeah, imagine like growing up in Mike Tyson's hood and then becoming like this Buddhist warrior monk in the fucking like underground and like, you know, joining like a secret society of Buddhist monks. Like, that's what happened. You know, and then be sent off into the world to prepare the world for the Dharma ending age. Like, the real story is so crazy, no one's gonna believe it. But you know, the point being is like, it doesn't matter what style you're doing of it. What matters is that you're not a piece of shit. You know, because all these people that, oh, you know, you're not nice. You don't have to be nice to be good, and you can't be good and nice at the same time. In order to be good, you can't be nice. I'd rather be good than be nice. Okay, that's my philosophy. You can't be good to people and be nice to them. You know, it is what it is. Like, there's a common point where bad people are going to do bad things to good people, and you have to make them say no. You know, say no, you're a fucking piece of shit. Stop it. In language they understand. So that's the deal. You know, Wei So Lao, like, you know, philosophy. That's the first version of the classics I've read, and then all the other treaties and all of this shit. So you have to respect what he's done, but physically he's not. I would not say he looks like the epitome of what I want to be healthy. You know, he's never looked like a healthy, sporty guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he lives a good life. He's a calm, you know, but I, for one, want to be agile, and I want to be able to play sports, and I want to be able to run and ride my motorcycle and do things that require, you know, more fire in my life. I don't want to be all water. You know what I mean? So I just don't agree with that path, because I think it's so far, the way they do it, I just don't agree with it. I don't think it's bad, it's just that I want my Tai Chi to have more balance and more fire in it. It's that simple. You know, and then people see me doing on my path, and instead of trying to understand my path and, like, you know, appreciate my path for my path, they want to, like, oh, well, you're not like me, you must be evil. Or like, you know, you do that way, so you're the devil. Guys are preaching to me about Buddhism and this and that, meanwhile they're eating meat, you know, and they're like two-faced, lying pieces of shit. They, you know, they don't meditate, they don't do anything, and then they'll come to me about Buddhism. You know, they don't even know. It's like they don't know the difference between the sects. They just like, oh, you know, everybody's the same thing. You know, they don't know anything. And that's the thing. It's like anybody can become a fucking Sifu now and have a fucking channel. You know, they can prop themselves up and have a fucking channel. And now I'm a Sifu. I have a website, have some graphics, and people will believe it if you just read a couple of books and spout some bullshit. Oh yeah, that was a reason to talk smack. I understand that, but it doesn't like that's in the 90s, because in the 90s, regular people would smack you, and the people you're talking shit to could smack you. It wasn't until like Obama got in office and all these fucking deranged pussy psychopath super leftists came to office and all this crazy stuff happened. Society was manipulated into good people have to sit back and get shitted on, and then the fucking crazy people get to like walk around and be arrogant assholes, and then if you tell them something, they flip out and say, you see, he's mean. It's not, you gotta look up narcissistic abuse and narcissistic abuse, like, just literally look up narcissistic abuse and look at the theme, and you'll see the entire MO, there's only two things. It's narcissism and logical fallacy. The entire liberal side, the left agenda, is logical fallacy and narcissism. That's all it is. It's cluster B disorders mixed with logical fallacies. I'm saying this one more time so it really gets in your fucking head. Cluster B disorder and logical fallacy. If you are aligned with the Democrats and the liberals or the left, anything left of center, it's nothing but cluster B disorder and logical fallacy. Okay? And a lot of the shit that happened to me, the Tai Chi community started because people thought I was a Trump supporter. And you know how that went, you know? Tried to destroy my fucking life. Meanwhile, I'm completely by myself. All right? No family, no friend anywhere. I got trapped in the middle of the fucking thing, and I'm sitting there trying to help people, and they're fucking trying to kill me. Literally kill me. Okay? And people in the Tai Chi community a part of it. What kind of meditation? The form. The simplest meditation, when you're doing the form, to be able to get the form to be meditation, you have to be able to do the form well enough that you don't have to think about the moves. That's the first level. So you can't do it until then. So if you can do the form, and like you do the form and you can like talk to somebody while you do the form, then what you do is you just listen to yourself breathe. And don't have to match the breathing to the form. Just listen to yourself breathe while you're doing the form. That's it. Just keep listening to yourself breathe while you do the form. If you do that, it's enough. They're not even judging the person because they're, like I said, it's cluster B disorder. So you have to study cluster B disorders, especially narcissism, to understand this. These people don't live in reality. They live in a projected reality. They're actually deluded. They're delusional. Okay, I see my family, my friends go through this. You know, and they'll project onto you and say, you're the crazy person. And it's like, you know, and you got to study narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder and logical fallacy. When you see it, you can't see it. They don't actually see me. These people that trolls that control me, they don't see me. They don't take the time to see me. What they did is they made an object of what I am, right? And then they put something on it, and now they're attacking this thing, not realizing there's a human being behind it. They don't care about the human being. You know? Well, thankfully for the internet, I'm everywhere and nowhere at once. Like I'm with the force. But this is why I was saying in the stream today that, and if you watch the War Angel streams, I gave you a lot of gold nuggets and I proved a lot of different crazy things. This weekend is the freaking eclipse and the blood moon and all this stuff. That's the next marker. I'm telling you, the spirit of narcissism, the collective consciousness of the middle left, that when a narcissist ages, they can't hold the mass together. Older narcissists, it's literally a demon. It's a program. It's a program that runs behind with user consent, whether it's an entity or this word in their head. This philosophy, when an aging narcissist, my parents, people's parents, all the boomers are fucked up like this. But as they age, they can't hold it together. People see the game. They don't have the control of their emotions to be able to manipulate like they used to. And then they get ugly. Okay, and then they get ugly. So then they can't even use their charm. So, mark my fucking words. This is the next marker's eclipse. And you're going to see these liberals and all these people who've been brainwashed and have been infected with the spirit of narcissism, this demon. Okay, whether you consider it a philosophical, demon or a metaphysical demon, the effect's the same. Okay, you can look at it as a daemon tool in computer science. Look it up, daemon tool, and look what that is. And then you can look at it as a demon. Okay, because the ether and the ethernet are the same thing. It's a philosophy. So whether it's a spirit or it's a mind program, effectively it's the same thing. These people are demon possessed, right? And the spirit of narcissism is why it's so predictable, and they all have low IQ because of all the food. So average IQ is 98. Okay, listen, I have an IQ of 170. Okay, like I was in school, I was tested, it was 168, 172. These people don't understand me. Like, it's like a different species of human being. So on top of being crazy and genetically mutated, they're stupid. But collectively, as a collective consciousness, their spirit has aged and they're moving into their elderness phase where they're going into fucking hospice. And you're going to see the whole collective, all age groups, the spirit has aged. They're not going to be able to hold the mask on together. And it's going to be everywhere. And little by little, people are going to see it. And right now, you see people that are already, who are like the middle ones, who are afraid to stand up to them because they want to be. Even those people are not like, yo, you're going too crazy for me. All this like, chopping peepees off and like demon stuff and, like everybody's anti, like, hate Trump this, hate Elon, like the crazy media that makes no sense. Like people like, I can't take it anymore, and they're losing people, like bleeding people. So I'm telling you, like, they're going to start acting crazy and stupid because they're not thinking logically. They're in a cult, the largest cult ever. That's been brainwashed and fed shitty food and like controlled, manipulated by AI in their brain. It's gonna get wild. So the awakening's starting, like literally the awakening's starting. You see, it's coming. For real? I'm in the Shaolin Wu Dang. That's my gang, bro. It's my gang. Whoa, yo, what's up? Yo. So yeah, that's it. Any other cool questions? I gotta go take a fucking piss. my battery's gonna die soon. Got a little bit of time for you guys. But yeah, I hope I've made some sense. I hope the trolls that are talking shit come in and start getting some fucking common sense in the brain. That karate is for the young and Tai Chi is for the wise. I would disagree because they both are white crane, right? Tai Chi originally is white crane and snake. Karate is white crane and snake. The reason why people don't understand why I move the way I do in Tai Chi is because they don't understand it's white crane and fucking snake. The karate I learned, my master called it, he said it's a hard soft style. You start off hard and you end up soft, right? And he said Tai Chi is a soft hard style. You start off soft and you end up hard. They're the same style. You're supposed to get to the same ending, but you're coming from two sides of the mountain. Or it's kind of like, there's a mountain and someone's on the top and someone's on the bottom and you want to meet in a village in the middle. You're both going to the same fucking place. You're just coming from two different directions. Everyone's trying to be like, oh, the fucking cult mentality there, Naki fucking programming. You don't get it. It's the same thing. It's white crane and snake. It's literally the same fucking thing. At the very end, you should meet in the middle. And they don't get it. I keep explaining it to them, they don't fucking get it. That's why I was so good at both, because to me they were the same thing. When you look at how many postures that you see in Tai Chi, this is a fucking overhead block. This is a regular palm strike. You see Pak Mei, right? It's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing. It's literally the same moves. And just that, I'm going to do it. No, but if you knew the old versions before the masters got killed, they would end in the same place. They all had the internal power, they all had the external power, and it was all the same fucking thing because they all came from the same place, Shaolin and Wudang. Don't tell anybody. No. Again, I'm talking about real karate, how I learned the old styles that were like pre-1950s. Okay? Those styles that I learned pre-1950s looked a lot more like the styles I've seen of the Chinese styles from the 1950s. The boys are the flipping boom booms. Having quads running by. Somewhere like online videos where you teach the yes, actually, go to taichiunited.com. Go to Shirley, that was formerly Aping Tai Chi. If you type in Tai Chi United, you can buy my workshop seminars, and I'm starting to show my form now. We just did the first seminar on last Sunday. The other one's coming in the next Sunday. So yeah, you can find me on taichiunited.com or Tai Chi United on YouTube. They should be two sides of the same coin, Don. I did Tai Chi now. I will tell you the real story. So, in the 90s or 95, 6, I started doing Tai Chi because one of my master's black belts, William C.C. Chen's first official certified instructor, was one of my teacher's black belts. And he came to train with us, and he goes, "Dean, let me show you something." And he fucking hit me with a hollow fist. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" So I was like, "I want to learn that." So he gave me private lessons, gave me William Chen's book. And that was all I knew about Tai Chi. But then I started doing the palm strike. Okay, you know what? If I do the palm strikes, my karate was so nasty at that point. I mean, like I had knuckles like this with cows. I was breaking bricks and all the crazy hard style karate. And I would get into fights and I was just mutilating people. Like I was fucking people up and we're going bad, like just like people. You didn't look at them getting hit with a human hand. Their fucking faces were. So I'm like, well, I started doing security and things like that. I'm like, I can't hit people with this shit, So the Tai Chi, at least I can do palm strikes and other things. I have my active jiu-jitsu for joint locks, but at least like the Tai Chi, I can like do stuff. First time I hit somebody with a fucking palm strike in the chest, the dude flew across the room, hit a fucking radius and spitting up blood. So I'm like, fuck, that doesn't get. But the reason why I stayed with the Tai Chi, because it was like I had gotten to the top of the mountain karate. There was nothing else for me to learn. It was literally, I learned the entire syllabus. I did everything there was to do, and it takes a toll on your body when you do it that way. And At least the Tai Chi was interesting, and there was so much more philosophy and stuff to learn because karate was just a reduced style to kill people with. Like the word I learned, it was just literally just for killing people. There's 24 hand techniques, 5 stances, that's it. And just learn how to fucking smash everything with a brick and get good at it to the point where everything you throw can fucking murk somebody. There's the only purpose of that shit. So at least with Tai Chi, you have a choice. There's no choice with the karate that I learned. The old school karate, like the pre-war stuff, it's not like what you see now. These guys were fucking killers. I mean, they were ripping up bulls' rips and shit. So like, there's a point where you can't, it's like, I went so far past what humans can do that like, there's a level of violence I can't understand. I can't use it. You know what I mean? And then I broke everything, and it's just like there's nothing else to learn. With Tai Chi though, it's like you never stop playing with the puzzle. You know what I mean? You can never stop playing with the puzzle. I can always, I can make this thing a little better. And then that like when you're older, you can like you can still do the forms. Like there comes a fucking point, even karate, like you could be 100 years old still do Tai Chi. 100 years old, you're not doing the karate forms anymore that way because the fire burns out, the fire energy burns out your bone marrow and your tendons. It blows them up. You know what I mean? So it was more of like the majority was like I just got bored. I got bored doing karate for so long. I got bored of it because I literally learned everything there was to know. There was nothing else. And because I stopped watching television in 1993. So imagine this. I had nothing else to do. In my free time, all I did was study and teach. That was my hobby. I did music and I did martial arts. That's all I know how to do. Yeah. No, Joe Rogan didn't grow up in the hood. But Joe Rogan had the first generation of the broken taekwondo, which is still good. So Joe Rogan still has good kicking from the old style, but their hands and their sparring way is shitty. But he was the first wave of the sport taekwondo, his master, so they still had the fucking military style kicking. Because his fucking kicking technique is correct. But the taekwondo, they learned that it's the way they put it together for the sport, and after his generation, the sport got shitty. Like it's just like foot fencing, jumping around, and like it's a sloppy tag. It's bullshit. It's actually a disgrace, But Joe Rogan's technique, because like I said, he was like the first wave. Like his master was that first wave that still had the old technique. So he was fucking his kicking was nasty, but then he'll say Taekwondo hands suck. No, Taekwondo hands didn't suck. It sucks now. And they say, oh, it's all the whole fucking style, and they just label the whole style. It's like, no, look at the fucking history, dude. They killed all the fucking masters. They made it illegal. Idiots. They don't get it. No, bro, that'd be like fucking Sean Strickland doing a commentary. They don't want me. They don't want me, bro. They definitely don't want my ass, man. My fucking mouth. I'll get the lawsuits. I'll be fucking all the ring girls. I'd be the worst motherfucker, bro. Don't leave it on devices. Let's just watch the sunset and call it a day, bro. Don't give me any fucking ideas. No, I don't smoke cigarettes. I haven't smoked a cigarette since I was fucking 18. No. I used to smoke the cloves when I go to the goth parties. The goth girls that smoke cloves. When I get the clove cigarettes from the goth girls, I'd smoke a clove and be fancy with the goth people. I used to drink a lot of coffee though. That was my thing. Coffee. I loved coffee. Yeah. That was my fucking black coffee with lemon. That's the shit. Black coffee with lemon and sugar. Don't knock it till you try it. Oh, the gangway. So when I was like 13, there was like, some things that I saw friends of mine doing. And I was like, I'm not down with that. There's no honor to that. And so I went to join the Angels. And I started like fucking up, I wanted to fuck up bad people. And that started me on my, superhero path, And then I went on a path of being an undercover superhero. And I did that for years. So I always lived a triple, 5-level life where I have 5 different names, and none of my friends ever knew what I was doing on the other, you know? Like people, I let people think they know me, and then the other people think they know, but nobody actually knew me. You know what I mean? They only know little parts. And I learned that from old mafia and gang people. You know? You don't let the left hand know what the right hand's doing. So, I spent a lot of years as a superhero. That's why. So I have some crazy stories. Crazy fucking stories. I got, you know, like, I still, that's the thing, I still have that, like, activist vigilante part of me, you know? That's why I got into, like, the late 90s, early 2000s, the hacking groups and things like that. And then I was always a vigilante fucking superhero wannabe, you know? That was my thing. I hate fucking bullies, I hate bullshit. That's why. But, you know, I still have a lot of honorable connections. A lot of good people that I know that I have a lot of respect for. That's all I'm going to say. You know, I still know a lot of very intelligent guys who I have a lot of respect for. So, that's it. So yeah, any martial arts questions before I go? Everybody who's asking, you can go to Tai Chi United, and you can find all my recent seminars, and I'm going to be doing, that's where all my seminars, all my teaching will be done. And then Sifu Shirley is inheriting my system, so she's going to be my successor. So that's what's not going to be. So right now, the only person that I have sanctioned to teach my stuff is her. There's a couple of other people who teach privately, but they're not going to talk about it in public. You know, there's people I've taught that teach, but they don't want to be known by anybody. So as far as my public successor goes, it's going to be Shirley from what used to be Aping is now Tai Chi United. You can check that out, and if you want to buy the seminars, you're welcome to join. All right? No problem, man. I'm like, happy to see you guys. You know, it's really fucking cool. You know, spending some time outside before I leave this this section of the life. You know, I'm gonna be moving on to civilian life again. I'm not gonna get to be the wandering monk anymore. You know, I kind of enjoyed my solitude, you know, meditating and doing my kung fu with the ancestors and eating pizza. Alright guys, so I'll be back, man. I'll be streaming, you know, I'll pop up at least one more time before I move. And next Sunday's the next seminar. But if you want to see like my form that we're showing, you have to watch you have to buy at least the first 5 workshops and go through all of that before you even attempt it, because you're not going to make any fucking sense to you, because the Tai Chi that I do is not the Tai Chi you guys know. It's completely different style. So yeah, that's it. All right, man. So love you guys. Take care, and yeah, Big D has to go pee. See you guys soon. Later.